Hi, Jon Snow fans. Life's probably kind of hard right now. I myself lost a few hours of sleep over losing the most honorable man in Westeros. But it's not over yet, if you ask me, and here's why. First off, let's look at the way the Song of Ice and Fire is written. Jon Snow was created as this mega hero, almost bigger than Daenerys. His death is really quiet and subtle. It just doesn't feel like the way a hero would go out. Ned Stark died to scatter the Starks and set them on their journeys. Robb Stark died to demonstrate that Westeros is a really dangerous place where literally anyone can die. What purpose does Jon Snow's death serve other than to tell us that George R. R. Martin kind of hates us? Yes, Kit Harington did say that he wouldn't be back, but look, if I was a showrunner with a really big secret, like a resurrection level secret, would I tell an actor who would likely give a spoiler away in an interview what was really coming? Hell no. Which brings us to the giant clue that supports a lot of Jon Snow theories out there. In the final shot of the Game of Thrones Season 5 finale, we see Jon Snow laying on the ground with a conspicuous pool of blood going behind his ear. It kind of resembles a dragon wing. In fact, it really resembles a dragon wing. Personally, if you ask me, that is a huge confirmation that Jon Snow is a Targaryen. If you can accept that, then that gives credence to a couple of important theories, namely two very important ones. Number one, the Watch is definitely going to burn Jon Snow's body because they know that he's going to turn into a white if they leave him there. When Jon Snow burns, if he's a Targaryen, a lot of fans out there think that he's going to pull a Daenerys and resurrect from that fire. Now the second one is nerdier and a little harder to follow. There's a legend in Westeros that says once upon a time, a lone hero with a magic sword defeated the White Walkers. Now, think about that time when Jon Snow defeated the big scraggly White Walker with his sword. Keep thinking about it. Melisandre once referred to this hero as the Lord's Chosen. Some people call him the Prince We Were Promised, but bottom line, this dude is supposed to come back and save the day. Of course, a couple of very specific things have to happen. One, there needs to be a bleeding star in the sky. Two, the rebirth needs to happen among smoke and salt. And third, the hero has to be of dragon blood. Now that's the important part. Now, bleeding star in the sky is super interpretive, so I'm just gonna let that one lie for now. But the smoke and the salt do come into effect. If Jon burns and experiences that rebirth, hello, there's smoke. Also, Ollie was crying when he killed Jon Snow. He's probably gonna cry when they burn his body. Hello, salty tears, there's the salt. All these points can manifest in various ways. In fact, some people even think that the steam coming out of Jon Snow's wounds when he's stabbed is the smoke. So we can kind of play with all of this, but it all goes back to the very important part of dragon blood. Jon's blood is the real linchpin. The way I see it, it confirms that Rhaegar is his father and that he's a Targaryen. And when you think about it, there aren't really any other men out there with dragon blood in them. It's gotta be Jon. Look, I know I could just be in denial. I really miss Jon Snow, but just let me have this one, okay?